Hey everyone, thank you for joining me on this beautiful day. But you know what? Whenever you choose to join me and listen in the morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, late at night, it doesn't matter. I appreciate the likes, the looks, the listens, but of course I appreciate you hitting that subscribe and notification bell on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. But of course, do that if you want to. No pressure at all, though I would like the algorithm to swing in my favor. Once again, I just couldn't help but dig into Mr. Kyrie Irving, the infamous Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets, yet again in a whole maelstrom of headline media of he shouldn't have done that, he shouldn't have said it. What was it that this man, Mr. Irving, is under pressure for this time? Well, basically, it seems that he has promoted a film called Hebrews to Negroes, and it is strongly believed that this is anti-Semitic. I'm going to make it as short as possible if I can this time around. Many things are deemed anti-Semitic. Of course, we shouldn't go around hating anyone, but because of the fact that we aren't really educated on where history and origins and terms come from is one thing I'm big on. You have to know the origins of everything. Anti-Semitic. What is anti-Semitic? Well, to be anti-Semitic, you have to at least know what you're being anti against. What is a Semitic? What does Semitic comes from? A Semite. Okay? Semite comes from Shem. People that come from Shem. What is Shem or who is Shem? Who is Shem? Shem is one of the sons of Noah, the same Noah of the Bible, the flood. He had 3 sons. He had Ham, Japheth, and Shem. Now, if you remember a couple podcasts back, I talked about one of Noah's successors, one of his great-grandkids, Nimrod, the ever-mysterious Nimrod, which inspired so much that we do today that we have no idea who this person is. So, just like Nimrod established Babylonia, which established so much of our now celebrated holidays and rituals and stuff, we still follow this stuff from way back then. Also, another successor from Noah was Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim established what is now known as Egypt. We also have Cush. These are some serious major nations and players in the history of man and what is still influencing us today. So now, Semite comes from Shem. Now, just as I just identified, Nimrod, Cush, Mitzrayim, all these nations were black-skinned, dark-skinned, brown-skinned people. So now, why is it so far-fetched to understand that something like Hebrews to Negroes, I'm not going to get so much into it because I believe it came from someone who was heavily inspired by the Hebrew Israelites. I don't agree with the Hebrew Israelites with so many things. That is a whole nother topic, but at the same time, why is it so hard to understand that if Semites came from Shem, where if you go in genealogy and you go in many different reputable sources that show that these nations were all black-skinned, brown-skinned people, why is it that Semites aren't black people? When we talk about Africa, we only talk about Egypt. We only talk about other nations. We don't talk about the followers of Elohim. We don't talk about the Israelites, We don't talk about the lost tribes that have migrated in different parts of Africa that were technically Africans as they lived there and grew there and had generations there. No one talks about that. But yet when we hear anti-Semite, we only think of one other type of ethnic group. Do your research and your homework and stop getting spoon-fed this stuff. It's good to know origins because when you hear falseness and when you hear something that doesn't gel right, at least now you know how to engage in either in conversation or engage in regular everyday life. You know how to go forward and do proper things with yourself and have proper education. I just wanted us to touch that. I just wanted you guys to think about that. Don't just think about what they spoon feed you. Dig into history and understand what really is going on. I may not agree with everything that's going on, but I understand a lot of the attention is based off of ignorance because we have a lack of knowledge. My people will be lost and destroyed because of lack of knowledge. Anyways, that's all I got for the day. If you want to see more of my content, please, and go to my store. Go to my website, brooklynbaritone.com. There's something there for everybody. For more of my video content, go to my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. I'm also on LinkedIn under Corey Ashley. You can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook. The audio versions of these podcasts are on Google Podcasts, Amazon Music under Podcasts, and Apple Music under Podcast. I air 4 times a week on local Brooklyn cable television on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. and 2 p.m. on Verizon, Optimum, RCN, and Spectrum. Thank you guys for listening. I want you guys to think. Don't get sucked up in all this stuff. It's better that you know the word and know how history is, so you could tell when things are fugazi and not. Anyways, walk good, be blessed. I am out.